Everybody, hope you had a good one. What's up, Scott?
What up, Mike? Had a good Christmas.
Yes, same here.
Staying healthy. That's the key right now as we're getting closer to marathon weekend.
Yes, stay in a bubble, everybody. Yeah, and you know what?
A lot of our friends, outside the U.S. are having to cancel, and I don't blame them. Getting back to Canada or wherever they're from is going to be rough. So I feel for them. We'll be thinking about them.
I will say hoser a lot on the course for all of our Canadian friends. Actually, I was invited by one of our Canadian friends. Actually, he's one of my guests over the Magic for Less. He's a huge Blue Jays fan, big baseball fan. He also kind of likes the Cardinals, though. And he invited me. He said the Blue Jays play the Cardinals this June. He's like, "Come on up to Toronto." And I'm like, "Man, I'm kind of tempted. Like that'd be. I've always wanted to go up to Toronto."
We're going to Canada this summer for sure because
you've been to Canada. I've never been.
Yeah, I mean it's an hour and a half drive for us to get to Canada.
That's like Illinois for us.
Yeah, but Emily hasn't been to Canada. You might need a passport though, my man.
That's true.
Canada, so you got to work on that. You might as well have one anyway for cruises and everything.
I know I should. Well, now it'd probably take a year and a half to get one. Supply chain. No.
Well, we sent some stuff off in the mail. And there was a guy next to us as we were shipping things out, like getting an expedited passport. So, hey, it can be done. And yes, Windsor counts, Joe. Windsor counts as Canada.
I think that's in Ontario last time I checked, and that's a province of Canada.
Yeah, Windsor's the border, basically. That's what the Detroit River separates Detroit and Windsor.
Is that where that lock is that I want to see?
No, that's in Michigan.
Okay, I got to see that lock. That is what I am not kidding. I am going to see that lock.
Two locks are in the Upper Peninsula.
Okay, I got to see that
lock. There's Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, too. There's a Canada. Locks, yeah, so there's the Canada side, too, yeah.
Nice. Hope Santa was good to everybody, all the runners. Hope you got some sneakers. I don't think I got any running stuff this year. I got a new pair of Hokas for my birthday in November. So, and I still haven't, I've been tempted, but I still haven't taken them out of the box.
I need to get some shoes. I need to get some shoes and break some.
That makes you need because that makes a huge difference. Get a new pair of sneakers. I'm not kidding. Because
I got $100 to Dick's Sporting Goods, so maybe I can go there. But we have a cool local running store that I like to support, so I'm probably going to go there for some sneakers.
Yeah, we have a place.
I need to get my marathon cut too. For anyone's watching,
that's what Pam said.
It's like the longest I've been in a long time.
I know. Pam said the exact same thing to me. She's like, "You getting a haircut?" I'm like, "I'm waiting until a bit closer." I'm like, because I don't want it to be growing back before, because my hair grows fast. I'm like, I gotta wait. Like, it's gotta be a couple days before I leave. Like, it's gotta be like 2 or 3 days before.
Dude, I was looking at some marathon photos. I was talking about this before the show. In 2017, like there's photos of us like New Year's Eve, and my hair is crazy. But my plan was that trip to get the cut at Main Street.
Yeah,
I normally like to do, but can't do right now.
Forget that now. We did get our hair cut on Main Street a couple of years during marathon.
Well, we did it for like marathon. Yeah, we got our marathon cut right before the Trophy Challenge started.
Yeah, I remember that. George, we'll get to your question here. We're gonna start.
Yeah, but man, I've been letting this go too long. But I'm in that weird zone where like I don't want to get it cut too early before Dopey. So I think I might even get it after the show. To be honest, after the recording of this,
there you go. So you can check in. You can like towards the end of the show. You can check in on Great Clips app. Boom. There you go. Mobile check-in. Now, hey, let me ask you this: when you're working from home, can you wear a hat, or do you have to be like on camera?
I wear a hat, yeah. Unless if like depends how the day is. Today was a hat day for sure. I just had one meeting today, so
this is my attire for working. I could book travel, or I could be on the sidelines.
So I still got the pullover on, but I'm wearing golf shorts.
Yes, this was my gift again. Paige is. I love Paige's gifts. This was my gift from Paige. Again, she got me the travel outfit for the Missouri Tigers. It cost her probably nothing, but I appreciate it very much. She grabbed it out of the locker room. They just have them sitting there, but I'm like, whatever. It's awesome.
See, Wade is in the chat. I think he's traveling right now.
He is traveling. He is getting ready to travel, I think. We're skiing, I think, right?
Yeah. Yep. They're going to Vail. Yep.
I need to take Mallory skiing. She's never skied. We have a little golf course here in St. Louis. They put snow on, but I mean, it's right now. It is literally. I just walked the dog. It was 62. So,
yeah. Oh my God.
Sorry, Hidden Valley. I know. It's
I'll have to send you a photo of the Anderson family. They were sent some new winter hats from a different Big Ten school for Christmas. I'll have to show you the photo.
Is there a photo?
There is a photo. It's not public yet. I might have to make it public though.
I was gonna say, yeah, that could be dangerous. You gotta be careful when you have that other team stuff on. When I did get. You'll love this. Now everything has to work out on Friday, but I have a sweet hoodie to wear on.
Oh, I don't even want
Sunday.
I don't even want to see it. I'm blocking you from social media on Friday. I'm just saying.
It's white. I mean, this is the white one. It's got a big crimson A on it.
Yeah.
Joe Lazo will approve.
Maybe they'll forfeit. Maybe they'll just forfeit the game
for Sunday after the marathon with those with my arm like this and a big A right here.
Well, I won't be in the park with you.
I saw the best post on social media today. Cincinnati posted on their social media that they were for their fans to wear all black. They're going to wear all black on Friday. And then the Alabama fan site said, "Why would you wear all black to your own funeral?"
Oh my gosh. How did Mizzou do in their bowl game? I'm trying to remember.
It was a win for the United States of America. Come on. We're a very patriotic state. Oh my God, Joe's pulled for Michigan. I'm not doing that. Nope. SEC. Oh, I want the country to have to see an SEC championship.
Dude, like, this is being recorded, so I don't even know if I want to say it. But I'm not even going to say. I'll tell you offline when I think about Michigan. But like, Big Ten could get 2 SEC wins. Man, that'd be a nice exclamation point on the season for the Big Ten. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm a little worried, but we'll see. Friday will be interesting. Anyway, let's get to the questions because I got tacos to eat.
4:30 start. It's gonna be like 5 o'clock.
You got hair. We could do this all night, literally. And you got to get a haircut. And I got to eat tacos. So let's see. Yeah, there you go. Go Dogs. Go Tony. Okay, let's see. Oh, and on the second show, we're doing the Mount Rushmore of Disney restaurants, attractions, and resorts. So stand by for that after the questions. But if you have questions, put them in the chat because we do need questions. George has one here.
Walt Disney World, I'm guessing, right? Or
what?
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Like I can't put the Grand Californian in there.
No, it's gonna be Walt Disney World because I've never stayed any of those.
I know.
I need to, but all right. What number is this? Okay, 2016. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2016 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. Hang on, let me turn me up a little bit. Got you up, not me up. Check. That's better. Okay, this went off to yell. I was watching ET upstairs and I can hear the TV. He's making his dramatic escape. Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 2016 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Yes, that's right. Today is Wednesday for those folks that are on break. And this is that weird week of the year where could be Tuesday, could be Thursday, could be Saturday. I don't have any idea because my wife's home, my kids are home. The world anymore, you just don't know what day of the week it is. But it is Wednesday because we're going to be answering your listener questions. And I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I know that Ricky's having a nice Christmas because she is still having fun down in Central Florida, spending some time. I saw her. She was eating all the snacks at Disney's Hollywood Studios. She had a shake in one hand, a whoopie pie in the other. I was like, oh, killing me, Ricky, killing me. Taking pictures of Santa Gertie with the RBF, if you know what that means. She had that on, and it was just, she was having a good old time. So she's not here today. Pam is continuing the holiday festivities all the way up to the new year. So she's not here today, but here's what we're going to do. This is that funky week where we're just going to have a great time, and you're going to get a little kind of morning zoo show. It's Mike and Scott in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Wherever you listen to the podcast, we're going to have a good time this week. Scotty G, hashtag Scotty G, joining me from up in the mitten. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Scott, what's going on?
Hey, Mike, thanks for having me. You know, you say morning, afternoon, or evening. You say it's the Wednesday show where we're recording on a Monday. I really don't know what day or time it is right now. So I'm just excited to be with you, be with the listeners, and we can talk listener questions as we get close to wrapping up 2021.
Yes. Okay. So let me ask you this, because we're both dads, right? We have daughters about the same age, real close. Christmas was just here. You get the dad gift sometimes. I think my best dad gift of this year, which I get every year, which is always appreciated, because this is that week where this morning, actually, I was just looking at your fine state. I was watching, as we're recording, I watched the Quick Lube Bowl, I think, with Western Michigan and Nevada. But yeah, they played up in Detroit, up at the Ford
Field,
Ford Field, up where the Lions play. So I watched it. Game came on at 10 in the morning on a Monday here. I'm like, God bless America. There's college football on at 10 in the morning on a Monday while I'm working. I was like, this is awesome. Best dad gift. I always get a Hickory Farms sausage set that has like the sausage, the cheese, and the mustards. That is it, and that's my meals like for this week where there's college football on. I don't have to go to the fridge. Little sausage, little cheese, little mustard, cracker. I'm good to go for like 3 or 4 hours. So did you get any good dad gifts for Christmas?
Yeah, I got some good dad gifts. I got a new belt because I broke my belt.
That always works.
I was at like this arcade, kind of like adult arcade where they have like racing, indoor racing and axe throwing, that kind of place. But they had like dart archery, but it was intense, man. Like you actually had like a bow and a Nerf arrow, and you were just like blasting people. And I was like running around, getting all into it, and boom, pop went my belt.
I've seen that happen with folks sliding into second base and the major leagues. So.
Exactly. So I got a new dad belt, got some new socks, things like that. It was a good Christmas. Santa and the family was good to me. My dad got me some good stuff too. I got some running stuff. I got a new like little metal rack that like sits, and it's not on the wall. It sits. I'll have to send a photo to you. It's kind of interesting, but kind of excited about that. But it was a good Christmas.
It's good to hear. Yeah.
How do you like the 10 a.m. bowl game though on a Monday? Like,
I know. My watch went off. You get the alerts from ESPN app, and it's like, this bowl is starting. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's 10 o'clock in the morning here. But I'm like, I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
America, you're welcome.
That was awesome. Anyway.
Michigan giving you that early bowl game.
Right. And apparently every school in Michigan made a bowl. I found that out today, all 5 schools.
Yep.
So interesting fact there if you need a college football fact. All right, let's get to the inbox and we'll get to the listener questions here in the live chat. This first one is from Ryan Kennedy. And he says, hey, Mike and crew, I hope you had a great Christmas. I have a, let's say, hypothetical question for you. So hypothetically, you got an unbelievably generous gift of a Disney VIP tour for an upcoming Disney World vacation. Also, hypothetically, let's say your group consisted of 4 adults, 2 8-year-olds, 2 6-year-olds, and an adventurous but opinionated 3-year-old. That's awful specific to be hypothetical, but we'll roll with it. Just for context, one family in this group has been to Disney a lot, and the other family has been only once. So given this hypothetical scenario, how would you set up your day given a 7 to 10 hour tour, since hypothetically, why use the minimum, with 2 other non-tour park days while on the trip? So the hypothetical tour guide's sanity may depend on your answers, so no pressure. Thanks for your input. Love the show. Ryan. Okay, so he gets 7 to 10 hours with a tour guide. I mean, he's doing it right. So again, let's get the 4 adults, 2 8-year-olds, 2 6-year-olds. So you got like 4 kids, that kind of elementary school age. And then, of course, the opinionated 3-year-old, which is just going to have to, they're going to have to suck it up, Buttercup, and just go for the ride. But they're going to get to have some fun, too. I would, okay, so would you start at the Magic Kingdom? Would you finish at the Magic Kingdom? You're going to get a ton done with a VIP tour guide. So let's talk.
What are your 7 to 10 hours? I mean, that's a ton. I'm thinking about, I don't want to overdo it and like go to 4 parks, like that's a lot of travel time during the day. I'm going to isolate it, Mike, to 2 parks. I'm going to start at Hollywood Studios with the tour, hit some of those attractions. I know the 3-year-old might not be able to do everything there, but that'll gauge their interest a little bit. And then you hop over to the Magic Kingdom to play out the rest of the tour with all sorts of great stuff. And then you can end with some fireworks. That's kind of how I would attack it.
See, I think though, if you did do 7 to 10 hours with the VIP tour, you could easily do all 4 parks, even though you are going to spend some time, because the thing is with the VIP tour, I believe this is still the case. You get the private shuttle van, which minimizes your travel time from park A to park B, 3 and 4. So what I might do is I'm trying to think because I'm trying to think because I like the idea of ending with fireworks. Do I end with fireworks at Epcot or do I end with fireworks at the Magic Kingdom? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start the day just like you. I'm going to start the day at Hollywood Studios. Lots to do there. Lots of excitement. Go there first. And that VIP tour guide is going to be able to kind of backdoor you in a lot of attractions. So you're going to get a ton done quickly. You're probably in and out of there by lunchtime. Then I might hop over to Animal Kingdom and try to do some of the headliners. Maybe see Pandora, do the safari. Folks might want to do Everest and then probably see the Lion King show.
Kite-tails, best show.
Yeah, definitely see the kites. And that's why you get a bit.
The Kite-tails is awesome.
I gotta see it because I haven't seen it. Okay, so do that. Maybe grab lunch there. Maybe you grabbed lunch over at the studios. After that, I would probably then go to Epcot in the late afternoon. And this is why I would do Epcot during that, say, like, again, people are going to get tired, but you got this VIP tour. So you're going to use your time wisely. I would use that for what you want to see, like Soarin', Test Track, Frozen Ever After. What else am I missing? Spaceship Earth. I'm missing Ratatouille.
Living with the land.
What's that?
Living with the land.
Yeah, Living with the Land, the most important attraction of all. But here's the thing, though, with your tour guide, you're going to want to have dinner, but you don't want to waste that time. So I'm thinking just grab something and go snack around World Showcase, kind of as you're just making your way through. Grab something here, something there, and then wrap up your night with the bulk of the time at the Magic Kingdom. So maybe shift your time. So I always shift my time so that my time wraps up right before the fireworks. So maybe your time with your tour guide ends, say Disney's Enchantment happens at 9:00. Your time with your tour guide ends at 7:30. And then, you're at the Magic Kingdom. Then that last 90 minutes, you just you're on your own, but you're already wound up. You've had the best day ever. You just kind of camp out, go to the plaza, get some ice creams, go to Casey's, grab some corn dog nuggets, whatever, get some, a pretzel, whatever everybody wants, sit down and just talk about the awesome day you had, watch fireworks and wrap it up. But either way, it just depends how hard you want to go. That's a lot for a 3-year-old.
It's hard. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if these families that, it might be like their first time, or the 3-year-old might get worn out. That's why I like the 2 parks. I mean, you can't go wrong with either of our options, really. Like, you got a VIP tour, you're going to have an awesome day, hypothetically speaking, of course. But my only thing was, like, they have 2 other park days, so that's why I feel like Epcot you could do on your own just fine, maybe outside like Ratatouille, and then you got Animal Kingdom you could do as well. So that's why I like focusing on those 2. But I like what you got going on there too, Mike. Like, you always say I'm only going to do 4 parks in one day during a marathon, but maybe you could do it with the VIP tour as well.
Yeah, it's a lot. 4 parks in a day coming at us like a freight train soon. But let's have fun. All right, George Reese, speaking of 4 parks in a day, he's done that. He says, question, how much extra is it to have 2 people for one night stay in our hotel room? All right, so the first 2 people in a hotel room included, there's an extra night charge depending on if it's a value, moderate, or deluxe. And I believe, I think it's $15, $20, or $25 a night, depending on value, moderate, or deluxe per person per night. So I think at a value, it's $15 per person per night. I should Google that. That's what it was at some point. But you can just Google it. It's a graduated scale for values, moderates, and deluxes. But it's per person per night for the 3rd and 4th guest. So that's that.
That's for adults.
Yes, for adults. That's absolutely right. Alfred has a question up in New York. Says, are there any deals for pass holders in the next 3 months? Also, are there any changes in COVID restrictions? Right now, there are no changes in COVID restrictions because Disney didn't really kind of walk them back. There are for Universal. They just changed again as of the time of recording. They changed them last weekend with the masks required indoors, as Disney has just kept in place throughout this whole thing. Deals for annual pass holders. There are some deals, but they're very limited for early 2022. They are hard to find, man. It's like an Easter egg hunt.
They are hard to find.
It's hard to find rooms. I mean, it's hard to find a room, period. Really hard to find a discount, but they are, it shows Florida resident rates and annual pass holder rates. It's just a matter of finding availability on those rates.
It's like March 3rd, or it's only for like 2 months, I think, like January, February, basically. And there's not much.
All right. It says, let's see, Krista in the live chat. Thanks for being here. Kind of Disney related. My daughter was just accepted to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Daytona for fall 2022 aeronautical engineering. She was hoping for an offer from the golf team, but that wasn't to be. She can still try out to play intramurals. I'm now planning some awesome Walt Disney World trips and would really like to bring back the annual pass sales. First of all, congratulations. And your daughter sounds incredibly smart. Aeronautical engineering. I mean, I got to play like I was smart when I taught at space camp. I was just an elementary school teacher, but I got to say I work for NASA, which I thought was the coolest thing. Just don't ask me what I did. I was an elementary school teacher pretending with a flight suit. But congratulations to her. That is amazing. And also,
she's smart. She's smart and golf. So that's pretty awesome.
Exactly, dude. She's playing the game. My cousin, he went all 4 years of college on a golf scholarship. And I said, he's like the smartest guy. He's super smart too, but he was the smartest guy ever because, I mean, think about it. Like, he played golf to pay for college. I mean, dude, how much does golf cost to play every round? Like, and he got his college paid for by playing golf. Like, he scammed the system some way. Anyway, so annual pass sales, Scott. I mean, I think they paused them because they didn't want to overwhelm the parks during the holidays. I'm optimistic they might return here as we hit the more dead times, like after mid-January. We don't know. I mean, Disney doesn't give us a heads up on that, but I would think they would want that revenue source, and I would think they might come back here early 2022.
I think so too. I think they just wanted to get past the holiday season, right? I think maybe even get past marathon season too, as marathon weekend. So I'd say like in mid-January, but I don't have a crystal ball or anything like that. But I do feel like they will be coming back because you make a good point. It's revenue, right? It's revenue that they potentially could be missing out on. Like, I know, like, you know, if someone like me didn't have an annual pass and was buying like 5-day Magic Your Way tickets over and over again, they're going to make more money that way. But I might not travel as much either, you know. So it's a tough on their side, but I would feel that those are coming back. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because as Disney sees them, they would much rather you buy a Magic Your Way ticket for every trip, right? Because that is, when you look at a Disney vacation package, they make their money on the tickets. I mean, the tickets, they're not discounted very often. They're very expensive. That's where they get their money. Right now, I will tell you, I'm the only one that has an annual pass in my family, you know, and my girls do not, because they do not, you know, travel as much as I do. They don't come down for races. And the thing is, you know, if we go this summer, I will have to buy them. And we did this past summer, you know, I have to buy them tickets. They're expensive. It's one of those things though. It's like we're not traveling as a family as much. They used to come to all the races, but they don't anymore because Mallory has cheer, you know, in the wintertime when these races are happening in January and February and the spring, she's got competitions all over Wisconsin and Illinois and Indiana. And so she cannot make those. My wife goes to those things. She doesn't go. So an annual pass doesn't make sense there. So is Disney coming out ahead by, you know, having my family buy Magic Your Way tickets? Yes. When they buy the tickets, yes, they do make more money, but also they're losing the revenue because, you know, on these trips where they could come or not come, they're not coming. So they're not getting revenue from them eating in the parks. They're not getting revenue for extra people in the hotels and all the, you know, buying merchandise and stuff like that. So it's one of those things. I'm sure they've done kind of a revenue study, but one Mike Rallman coming down for 5 days with an annual pass, they did get the revenue up front on my ticket, but you know, now my family doesn't come over race weekends, so they're losing that revenue there. So it's, I do wonder how the math works out on things like that.
And I know they got lots of smart people that are doing those formulas and calculating that. But I feel like that's going to come. I really do feel like that it was the holidays. They just wanted to get past that. But so I wouldn't be surprised if we see something in January, but I have no inside information. I'm just going to throw that out there.
All right. Carolyn Blaker in the live chat says, how can we do Walt Disney World the cheapest way? Know that we have to fly since we are in California. So let's give some tips. First of all, you could stay at a value resort. You could actually stay offsite if you had to. That's another thing that you could look at. Yep. I do. You know, I'm one that if I'm at Walt Disney World, I just don't feel like I'm on a Walt Disney World vacation unless I'm on site. So I'd look at an All-Star Music and All-Star Movies, sports as that comes back online March 31st. That's good news. It's coming back soon. Also, you could eat quick service. Quick service is at Walt Disney World, it's come a long way in the last 5 years. You're not missing a ton by maybe just going on a trip and not doing sit down dining. I know that is kind of a fun part of a Disney vacation, but you could make that fun, seek out unique quick service dining locations, an ABC commissary is kind of trending hot right now, a Satuli canteen, a Flame Tree barbecue. There's a lot of unique places to at Epcot. I mean, you got a plethora of places you could eat. That's a way. Maybe don't get a park hopper, just do base tickets. Maybe only going to the theme parks for 3 days out of 5 days. And those other 2 days, just resort hop or play putt-putt or just go around. I don't know what kind of comes to your mind when you're thinking like really, really trying to be frugal, but also getting to go to Walt Disney World.
No, you really hit that there, Mike. You hit a lot of good points. One thing I would add is one thing I kind of been doing over the last few years is kind of ordering things that not groceries, you don't have to go all out on groceries, but I love having bottled water in the room to take with us to the parks.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I drink a lot of sodas. So I like having sodas in the room, so you can order that stuff really cheap, on Amazon and have it delivered to your resort. Or if you have a card, even go and picking it up at Publix or Target. I think that is huge cost savings when you consider how much $3 or $4 for a bottle of water when you can buy a whole case.
Yeah, so say if you get a case of water for one bottle in the parks, almost. I mean, 2 bottles and you've got a case easily. I mean, because that's $9,
but
$5.
Yeah, and Mike talked about I feel you get more out of the vacation. You're coming from California, you've never been there. I know you're trying to save money the best that you can, but I love staying on site. But you can stay off site, there's ways to do that. But even if you have to stay off site, I'd recommend if you're considering even a split stay where you do off site for the first half and then maybe transfer on site for at least a day or two, just so that you can get a taste of what it is to stay on site. And you can still do at a value, or sometimes you can find a good price at a moderate, like a Coronado Springs, not necessarily in the tower, but in the ranchos or in the casitas. I think that would be an awesome idea too, but try to do a split stay if you're going to do offsite, just so you can get a little taste of what it's like on site.
No, that is such a great point. You're just gonna, I mean, if you're listening to a Disney podcast, right, and you're traveling all that way across country to go to Walt Disney World, you're just gonna want to be able to stay in a Walt Disney World property. And I'm telling you what, this is just me, but I love there's still a vibe at All-Star Music that is fun. I love shopping at All-Star Music. I like the food court. Is it the same as Captain Cook's at the Polynesian? Well, it's not. But you know what? It's just different to me. I don't feel like I'm cheated when I go to the values. I know some people don't have that same perspective. They have different, expectations. My expectations are different for every trip. And while I'm at a value, I know going in, I'm at a value, but they're fun. There's more energy. There's more energy at a value. Yeah. There's way more energy at a value than there is at a deluxe. I mean, it's more flush, but
yeah. So our first visit, so my wife went when she was a kid and she stayed at the Polynesian, the Contemporary, she got spoiled on her first visit. So we're making our first family one. And I'm like, oh yeah, that Polynesian resort you went to, that sounds interesting. Pull it up. I'm like, oh, I don't know if we can stay there. But then she's like, well, I'll tell you, Scott, I'm not staying at a value. It was kind of her word. So we ended up at Caribbean Beach. So I avoided values because I thought maybe there was something she knew that I didn't know. And then we finally stayed at Pop when we did a split with a cruise, and we loved it. The values are fun. That's the best way I can describe it. I mean, it's not going to be super high end, but the atmosphere is just fun in the values, and it's a good way to save costs on your Disney vacation. So nothing wrong with staying at the value resorts for sure.
Right. Totally. And the thing is and God help us that, the economics improve over the next year, 2, 5 years, just that next trip, you stay on site for you move up to a moderate, or, this is how my trips have ebbed and flowed over the years. Some years, we've gotten a decent tax refund. And so we've splurged and done a split where we've stayed. If you watch, you'll see some years I've stayed at the boardwalk. I mean, that was because we used a tax refund that year. Some years we've had to pay for, braces for Mallory or something, that's a year where you stay at, Pop Century, and we're fine. It's just how life is, things happen, and we still have a good time every trip. We're there with friends.
Yeah. And Carolyn had a follow-up question. I'm just going to address it real quick. She asked if any of the All-Stars are on the Skyliner. They are not. So if you want to do a value resort that's on the Skyliner, your option would be Pop Century or Art of Animation. I'd recommend Pop. Personally, I think the rooms are better at Pop.
I agree. I'm exactly with you there. Okay, next question. Amy says, hello from Boise, Idaho. She got me because I was going to say that exact same thing. Home of the blue turf. I love it because every time I watch a bowl game from Boise, and it's usually the famous potatoes, Idaho Potato Bowl or something. There's usually, I think, 2 bowls actually from that field. My wife walks in because I watch it every year, and she's like, what's wrong with the TV? I'm like, nothing. It's Boise. I love that. It's awesome. Anyway, she says, we're headed to Walt Disney World January 1st through the 10th. You better start packing. You're getting ready to go. I was planning Magic Kingdom on Marathon Sunday coming from BCV. Beach Club Villas. There you go. See, it's Monday. Okay. Should I swap that with my Hollywood Studios day currently planned for Friday so we can walk and not try to bus anywhere the day of the full marathon? Yes. I say yes.
Yep. And just so if you're going to walk though, that part of the stretch is going to be closed though. Mike.
That's true because you'd be like swimming against 25,000 fish.
You have to take a friendship boat if you're going to the studios. Just FYI, you cannot walk down that path.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. Because that path, you will see people that are just dying. Scott and I will be 2 of the folks that will be just contemplating why.
I'm just gonna say, if I get to that, actually, I won't be contemplating. Like, I'll be pumped. If I can get to that, I'm good, Mike.
Oh, dude, I hate that path on Sunday. I know you've made it, but I'm just like, you still know you got to get all the way around the boardwalk.
But I will take that. I will take that right now. If I can get a guarantee that I will see that path on Sunday, I'm good.
I would swap them though, because the other 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, really most of the stuff is done before it really affects the parks. But Sunday transportation does get to be a mess because people do not finish until around noon. Yeah. It does drag into the morning.
And if you end up switching your Magic Kingdom day, I mean, there's going to be some busy days, but runners won't be on the attractions that very much. But like, I know for me, my traditional Magic Kingdom day is going to be Monday because I like to get my medal photos in front of the castle on that Monday. So if you're going to move your Magic Kingdom day, Monday might be really busy too, because I know a lot of runners go there on the following day.
I'm not going to the parks this year on Monday because I moved my flight to early Monday so I can get. I've been burned twice. I've been in the air during the national championship game, and it's not good. So this year,
Cincinnati is going to be a heck of a game.
You know what? I know this is exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be Cincinnati and Michigan. And I'm going to be so mad that I did this, but no, that will not happen. I'll say that here. So yeah, so I'm doing my pictures on Sunday after the race. I got to get my pictures. Speaking of, Michelle's got a question. We're going to go out of order here in the live chat. Any hidden gem places to take photos with your race medals? I'll give you something to think about. And this was kind of one of the fun things I did. I think my first marathon in 2015, not with your medals, but Scott can give some ideas for this and I'll try to think of something. Live chat. We have a lot of runners in the live chat with us tonight. One of the things I would make sure you do during the actual race yourself, like especially if you're doing the full marathon, stop during the race and get a picture during the race itself in front of the park icons. So during the race, stop, and it doesn't even have to be the park icons, but we always stop, Scott and I, at the Magic Kingdom toll booths, the castle, obviously, Spaceship Earth. You can get a cool one at Tree of Life, not at that normal spot, but over kind of by Harambe. There's kind of a spot on the side where Divine is. We used to do it in front of the Big Hat, but now you can do it in front of the Chinese. Actually, you're not by the Chinese theater, so you got to do kind of Tower of Terror, right? I don't think you can get. You can't get the Chinine theater.
No, you're only in the studios for a little bit.
But you can get the tower because you're on Sunset. What am I thinking? Epcot, Magic Kingdom. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. But I mean, you got other things, that you'll see. The dump. No, just kidding. I'm just playing, but it's sick.
So it's funny. So I knew George was in the chat. He asked that question earlier about the adding adults onto a room. And I was going to give his answer because I swear George still has the best photo shoot I've ever seen from like a Dopey challenge. And he went to Tom Sawyer Island and did all these great photos. And that was one of the best photo series I've ever seen of medals. Kudos to you, George. I really like it. So
describe it, though, because I didn't see those pictures. So he went over to Tom Sawyer Island with all of his medals.
Yeah,
and
it was just cool. Like all the there was some creativity behind the shots, like the angles that were used, but he just kind of went all over the island and taking photos. And it was just a cool, George, maybe you can share it on the Lizard page so that Mike can see it. But like, I just remember it from a couple years ago and it was really awesome. Just something unique because you normally do like castle photos or icon photos, and I never seen anyone do Tom Sawyer Island photos, and I thought it was really neat.
That's a good idea. The thing is too, I like to get a picture. Here's another thing too. If you've run, year after year, because, it's hard to, like, when you go back and look at your pictures, like, is that 2017? Is that 2019? It's not 2021 because it didn't happen, marathon weekend, but this will be kind of the return. Maybe get it in front of your resort, because usually I stay at different resorts. This time is Pop Century for me. That's kind of fun, but yeah, just take them again. They're digital pictures. Take them everywhere. You do got to get the castle picture though. You got to get the arm from the you got to do that.
And I think Michelle's doing the half. So I'd like to do, like, where did you run during the half? So you ran through Magic Kingdom. So I like to get a castle photo. I like to get a Spaceship Earth photo of those. But also, it's Donald and Daisy on the medal. So I try to find
that's a good point.
Because remember we did that in 2019. We went to Hollywood Studios and met Donald and had the medals out. So even though I know the characters, you can't really meet Donald anywhere, but like maybe find something Donald related, maybe at PhilharMagic or something, take your medal in there and like take a photo with Donald, like in the bricks or whatever, like it's the backside of Donald. But kind of get creative with that. Try to find something that's themed to the race and get your photo with that. I think is always kind of fun to do.
Yeah, and that was a great picture because the characters are fun with the medals. Like, of course, now we're in this weird time where they can't get close, but they could still kind of point. Probably, I bet you they will kind of be creative if you have a medal on. They'll do some kind of fun pose. That's kind of cool.
She's dressing as Donald. I'm gonna try to do some kind of bounding thing as Donald that race as well. So we'll see how bright I look that day with my yellow and blue, which is kind of Michigan.
Yeah, careful there. And Carolyn, the golden statues this year. That's an opportunity, something that's unique to this year with your medals. So Donald, find the Donald golden statue. Mickey,
love that idea.
It's great idea. Yeah, I love this. Is why I love this podcast. I would have never thought about that, and those are easy to find there. Adam says he's pumped, and Amy's packed, and we're so close, and yet so far away. So yeah, that's awesome.
Stay healthy, friends.
Yes, get your astronaut suit. Okay, Jenna says, hey guys, Jenna from Seattle here. Oh, hey, enjoy that snow. I saw that on the football game yesterday. We just had to cancel a trip home to see the grandparents. Would have been our first in 2 years. Still hitting Disneyland in a week, Lord willing. She says, Merry Christmas, everybody. Well, hey, sorry that you had to cancel your trip home, but enjoy Disneyland. So one tip, Scott, what does Jenna need to do at Disneyland? Throw it in there. If you were there, what would you do? Give a snack. What snack would you get?
I just love that whole New Orleans area. So get some Mickey beignets and ride Pirates of the Caribbean. That's one of my favorite things to do at Disneyland. And just sit down. Like, there's so many. Mike, you've never been there, so you've never really seen it. And there's so many benches. There's so many places to sit at Disneyland. So I just love grabbing a snack, sitting on a bench, and just like taking in the sight and sounds of Disneyland. There's nothing I just picture Walt doing that, right? Just like finding a bench and watching people in his park. So I kind of feel like Walt Disney a little bit when I do that, but I'm not Walt Disney, but that's just kind of fun. You just sit and take the sights and sounds on a bench. Nothing better than that at Disneyland.
So you need to wear a suit and be like, I'm going up to my firehouse. I'm
going to do next time I go to Disneyland. I'm going to grow this out. I'm going to grow a mustache, walking in a suit. Have like a Mickey plush on my shoulder or something.
Jenna says, thanks. And Carolyn says, this is such a friend podcast. That's the greatest compliment of all. Hopefully we're all friends here, right? If you're listening in Seattle, if you're listening in Hawaii, if you're listening, we have listeners over in Korea that are service members over there, families that are living over there. I hope you're just hanging with us. We're having fun talking Disney and just hanging out here as we wrap up 2020. Thank you for that compliment, because we are all family here on the podcast. That's kind of what nothing serious. We're just having a good time thinking about the good stuff. All right. Julie's got a question. I really love the sheer number of places to eat and things to do. My husband has some training out west this summer and has offered to take me to Disneyland for a day or two if I accompany him. This will probably replace a visit to Walt Disney World. Would you trade a Walt Disney World trip for a Disneyland visit? I'm just not convinced yet.
I would.
Scott says, okay, because Scott's been to both. Again, this is my issue. Like, I've been close many, many times, but I'm like, man, Walt Disney World's got so many hotels. It's got the water parks, which I usually never go to anyway, but I always have the water parks. It's got Disney Springs. I know Disneyland has Downtown Disney. I don't know. Like it's my place. It's so big. It's got everything. And I've just not pulled the trigger for, I think, the same reason Julie's thinking, but you say you would. It's new and different though.
It just feels like vacation. So I will say, like, I don't get burned out on Walt Disney World, but, I go quite a bit where, like, oh my God, I'm going to do Space Mountain again for the 100th time. The park so well, where when I go to Disneyland, which I know well, but it just feels different. It feels like vacation. I get more excited for a Disneyland trip because I don't go all the time. That's why I would never turn down a trip to Disneyland, because it's fun. It's going to feel familiar. It's not going to be as big, right? Like, I love all the resorts, like Mike's saying. I love all the restaurants. It's going to feel smaller, but it just feels, it's just super fun if you don't go all the time. That's why I would cancel a trip to Walt Disney World to spend a few day visit for sure.
Sounds, yeah, it makes sense. Totally makes sense. All right, back to the inbox. This one is from Jody Benning. We'll see her down at Marathon Weekend. Got to see her at Wine and Dine. It's going to be a good time. Hey, Mike, Pam, Ricky, and Scotty G. Well, hey, 2 of us showed up. You got 2 of us. Yeah. And she says Marathon Weekend is quickly approaching, and we need to stay hydrated. That's the best advice so far. Yes,
yes, it is.
And healthy. I know where the filtered water stations are at Epcot, near Starbucks, in Hollywood Studios, in Galaxy's Edge, but having a hard time remembering where they are in Animal Kingdom other than the line to Flight of Passage in Magic Kingdom. Do you know where they're located? I much prefer the filtered water bottle refills over the cups of ice water from quick service because they are faster and I don't have that yucky Florida water taste. Thanks, 48.6. Here we come. Jody's in Cincinnati. Uh-oh, I probably made an enemy already. No, I think they're Ohio State fans. They are. They're Ohio State fans, so it's okay. And was I recording when I talked about the Cincinnati's wearing the black uniforms to their own funeral?
It might have been before we started recording.
It was, but there you go. I'm defending all the Cincinnati Bearcat fans because Roll Tide. Anyway, Jody's out. She says 915 miles from Walt Disney World. I'll be honest. I hydrate with Coke Zero. I'm a terrible runner. I don't eat right. I totally don't hydrate right. People ask, like, how do you fuel? I don't. I eat tacos. I'm horrible. So just, if you see me out there, just, I fuel with Mexican food. That's it. So be careful.
So she's asking about filtered, like, water fountains where you go hit the button and
you have your own water. You bottle. You just fill it up. Oh, yeah. I don't know where they are.
Well, I know there's one like around the castle at Magic Kingdom. It's like one of my favorite water fountains because it's always like super cold and refreshing. I'm trying to think where it is. I think it's like behind the castle, kind of like next to like that Sir Mickey shop, or like, where like
you're not talking about the fountain that you're not supposed to drink out of that. No, just kidding.
There is a fountain back there too, though, isn't it? I swear there's a water fountain. I swear I've been there, but hopefully I was drinking filtered water. Who knows? But there's that one, and then I'm not the best guy to answer this question either. Pam, this is where we could use Pam because she always comes in.
Pam would know. Pam would
always
know.
Bring water bottles with them. They're really good about hydrating, and they would have the right answer. But they do pour their own water bottles into their bottle, like from like would have bought, delivered as I talked about earlier.
Here's the deal. At Be Our Guest Mike, if you know where they are, the Magic Kingdom and over at Animal Kingdom, just let me know and I'll retweet it for the good of all of us so we can have that good filter water. But Scott, I don't mind Florida tasting water. That just reminds me of vacation at this point. I know you're probably just drinking chlorine, but I mean, it just, like, I've been trained over the last 20 years, like, just go drink out of Florida.
Outside of like the Flint area, we all know about the water crisis in Flint. You laugh, but
it's the same thing. I shouldn't laugh, but I shouldn't be asking a guy from Michigan about water quality.
But it's funny because that town will have like horrible water, but the town over will just have great resources for water. I live in a really good resource area where the tap water just is awesome. So when I go to Florida, I do notice the difference, and that's why I get water bottles all the time.
See, we live right next to the river that's called the Old Muddy, and I know that's where our water comes from. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump right outside the window here. I mean, I can drive over that bridge in 6 minutes, and so Florida water, highly chlorinated. At least it's clean. That's all I gotta say. So, okay, 2 questions left from live chat. We'll hit these quickly. Jamie Joe Harvey says, "What are your must-do for first-timers as an adult to Walt Disney World? We have 4-day park hoppers, and it's going to be my hubby's first trip ever. He's a golfer." And we've built in a test day, no parks on the day we arrive. First of all, if he's a golfer, I hate to say this, but man, you should schedule a round for him at one of the courses because he would love that. Right, Scott? I mean, you're a golfer.
Yep. And you could, I'd almost recommend any of them, especially if he hasn't played any of the courses. If he's a lover of the history of golf, I think the Palm and Magnolia is great because the PGA Tour used to play there. Mike, when we played there, they had great little facts on every
tee box. That was fun. Yeah, like, Tiger did this.
Tiger Woods did this, or they like
Sam
so that's really
awesome. This. Yeah, it was fun.
But as a Disney fan, my favorite course is LBV because you're touring around the resorts in Disney Springs, like Old Key West, which is my home resort. You see Saratoga, you catch a little bit of French Quarter. So that course I think is personally better, but you can't go wrong. So definitely book it. It's really great with club rentals. It's a little cost, obviously, to rent clubs, but I think the convenience there is worth it where you don't have to pack your own clubs and all that. Definitely do golf. And I don't know if he's a foodie or not, but like try to find like a nice meal on that day too, you know, like do a nice little signature restaurant. I think I love Walt Disney's signature restaurant. So for an adult, first time there, do a golf and follow it up with a nice meal would be awesome.
I agree. And I don't know if they're still doing so. If you want to get into the golf, just look at I think it's wdwgolf.com. You can actually book a tee time online. You get all the information on all 3 courses. Like Scott nailed it. Like the history's Palm Magnolia. They're over by the Grand Floridian and the Polynesian, right by the Magic Kingdom. While you're playing, you can hear you can't hear the train whistle, but you can hear some of the attraction noises from the Magic Kingdom. It's pretty sweet. You can see the monorail as you're coming up on
the last 3 holes. The last 3 holes of Magnolia are sweet because you can see the Grand Floridian and the monorail. If it's going to be him, though, I would say if you can play with him, even if you're not a golfer, because if you're a single person, they are going to group you with like another group of 3, which is, I mean, it's fine. I'm sure you can make friends on the course with whatever group it is, but just know that if it's just a single golfer, most likely they will be grouped with another pairing.
And are they still doing the Sunrise 9? If you just wanted to if you wanted to just get a taste of Disney golf, you get this little breakfast sandwich, a drink, 9 holes, and it's super cheap. And that way you can be done and go on with your day and go to the parks. That's kind of a hidden secret to play golf cheaply, quickly, and just get a little breakfast sandwich. It's called the Sunrise 9. I think it's over. Do they do that at all 3 courses? I know they do it at LBV.
I don't know if they're doing the Sunrise right now, but they have a Sunset 9 as well, which I think they are doing right now. I think they got away with the Sunrise for a little bit, just due to whatever. There's a lot going on. that's delayed certain things, but the Sunset 9 is definitely happening.
All right. Yeah, I agree though. She says he's a big foodie. Golf. Yeah, definitely a round of golf and a big meal. Just, a fancy meal. Because I mean, there's amazing restaurants that you can check out. I mean, just
go to a resort. I know you're saying there was like a day where you didn't have parks. Do the golf, go to Disney Springs, have a meal down there, or maybe go to one of the resorts like a California Grill or Narcoossee's. I think that'd be awesome.
All right. Last question of the day is from Lisa. Tomorrow is our 60-day mark. Should I start by trying to get a Ohana later in the week during our stay instead of trying to get it for the check-in night? Also, what time central do reservations open up in the morning? Okay, first of all, here again, the strategy is you can do 60 plus 10. So you can do your reservations for 60 days out for the length of your stay, as long as you're not doing like a split or something funky like that. So if you think about the math of it all, if you push something that's high demand out further in your trip, less people can reach that reservation that morning. They have to have at least a stay of your length, if not longer. So again, yes, if you push Ohana out further in the stay, mathematically, you have a better chance of getting that reservation. Less people can reach it. So yes, you would be increasing your odds if you push it out, say 4 or 5 days towards the end of your stay, as opposed to day 1 where everybody can reach it at that day. So, but I mean, what's the difference? I mean, it could make the difference. It could. I mean, the thing is, we just don't know. I mean, is it a 5% increase in your odds? Is it a 7%? Is it a 20%? You just don't know. But it does increase your odds. So, kind of think about that. In the online system, I like to tell folks about 5:45 Central Time that it rolls over online-ish to be ready to rock. And that usually gets you in good shape. Yep. So there we go. I think that's it for the questions today. Great questions, man. We got to talk a little bit about everything. Disneyland, golf, dining. We hit it all.
It was a good episode.
All right. So Friday, we are going to be back. New Year's Eve. And sports radio does this a lot. And we're going to spin it Walt Disney World style. We're going to talk about our Mount Rushmore, our top 4. Like, we're going to put a mountain. And we're talking Space Mountain, Big Thunder, Splash Mountain. We're going to plaster the top 4 Disney restaurants, Walt Disney World restaurants, attractions, and resorts on our Mount Rushmore. We're going to have a debate, and then we're going to have to come to a conclusion. We're going to have to agree on these things and put them up. Our Mount Rushmore of Walt Disney World attractions, dining, and resorts coming your way on Friday's show. So join us for that. But until then, don't forget today's episode brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We would love to help you plan your 2022 vacations, whether it's to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, even Adventures by Disney. Just drop by themagicforless.com today. While you're there, fill out that quote form, mention the show, and we'll be planning a great trip together. Again, check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That one extra click really does help us out. Again, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons. You guys help support the show, help us put the show out 3 to 4 times a week all around the world. We couldn't do it without you. And our patrons get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. If you'd like to get in on that here in 2022, it's a great time to start. Check out patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give Scott a follow on the social media. He's over at epscott, EPSCOT. I'm at beourguestmike on Instagram and Twitter. You can subscribe to the show and follow everything on Facebook and YouTube. And if you don't mind, do hit that subscribe button wherever you download the show. It really helps us out. And if you have the time, give us a rating and a review here in the last week of 2021. It really does help us out. It helps folks that haven't found our show yet find us. And it's hard to believe we've been doing this almost 14 years. Mallory turns 14 on Sunday. And we started this podcast when she was 2 months old. So there we go. It's crazy how long we've been doing this and how much fun we've had. And it's thanks to you downloading and streaming the shows, interacting with us, and just we've made awesome friends all around the world. And it's been a blast. And we're just going to keep rocking on into 2022. But we have one more show for 2021, and that's going to be Friday, Scott and Mike. So stand by for that. So until we get together on Friday, have a great Wednesday. Grab some more Christmas cookies. Still chill on the couch. I think there's 4 bowl games today. Watch college football. Don't work too hard. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. That was a good one. Let's save that one.
I think Michigan State plays Wednesday. I should have thrown a go green out.
No, they play Thursday.
Is it Thursday? Okay.
Yep, because I got that.
I'm so thrown off. See, I don't know what day of the week it is.
I know seriously. 2016, because I'll be cheering them on. Again, even though Pitt's uniforms look exactly like our high school uniforms. I mean, exactly. Oh, wait.
That's going to be interesting because Kenneth Walker should have been a Heisman candidate as well. So you're going to have 2 Heisman candidates basically not playing in the game. That's crazy.
That is true. There may not be enough room for this file.
That's actually going to help Michigan State because we have the worst pass defense in the league in all of NCAA.
There may not be enough room for this file. The uncompressed file.
What?
Hang on. The uncompressed file is still 220. Wait. There are 332 gigs free. Why is that saying that's it? I'm probably saving it somewhere funky. Let me look. I'll save
George has already posted that. His Tom Sawyer photos I was talking about.
I got to check those out. Let me try to save this again. Save as. Where did I save that? Oh, I saved it too. I got to clean this all up. This PC. C. Users. Where's desktop? I have all these external hard drives hooked up, so I can't figure out. Let's see, save as. Sorry. Nope, that is not where I want to save it. Let's see. I mean, it's fine that I saved it there. I saved it to the backup drive. But I want to save it to desktop. Yeah, to here. Why didn't it save?
I'll have to send you this photo I took later.
Let me just save this as different file type just so I make sure I have it.
Yeah, man. Don't want to record that one again. That's happened to me before with
Oh, I know. Let's see.
With that Stuff We Love podcast. You know, like Scott and like Dean sometimes in there. We recorded like this long Beatles podcast or something. It was like an hour and a half long, and it didn't save. We had to do it all over again.
No, that's not happening. Why is this? Hang on, let me just rename this sucker something way different. I don't know why. Episode 2016 ver 2 edited. This is on the hard drive. Why is it not showing that it's saving? This makes me nervous. Let me try one other thing. It shows them, right? It shows like 7 copies of this thing here. Length 4 minutes, 3 seconds. What's this one? 4 minutes, 3. Nope. Yeah, it's not all here. Hang on. I'm glad I checked. Hang on. So I'm doing subscribe button wherever you download the show. It really okay. Let me make sure I save this thing. I don't know what is going on because I got 332 gig available here. It's saving as an MP3. Mike Scott episode 2016. It is not saving them, mother. Come on. Okay, let's try something else. Save copy as.
He's gonna go behind the scenes of saving the podcast.
I just don't know what's going on because I've never had. Wait, save copy of waveform. One is a waveform, one is an MP3. Yes. In all the shows, I've never had to do this. Hang on. Let me make it full screen. I got
16 is where it ends.
43 minutes of the show. Save extra non-audio information. Yes. Hang on. Options. MP3 Pro, yeah. Let me try in a different spot. There it goes.
You got it?
Yeah, I saved it to a different folder, but it's now saving it to the background loops folder, but let me just be sure. Okay, let me look in that folder just to make sure it's there. Let's see. File, new. Let me see if I can open it real quick. Background loops, Mike Scott episode. I just want to make sure I can open it before I close it out. It should. It looks like it's loading up. Yep, it's all there. Some more Christmas cookies. All right, we'll close that out. That was weird. I don't know why that wouldn't save. Okay, so
what do you want to start with? The resorts first, maybe?
It does not matter.
I was thinking the resorts because there's less of them, you know?
Yep, that'll work.
And we'll do like restaurants and attractions, maybe, or however you want to do it. It's your show.
No, it's totally fine with me. All right.
I just thought resorts could be good because like we're not going to have as many options.
Sounds good. Top 4. All right, here we go. Welcome to episode 2017 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy New Year's Eve to you, and welcome to the last show of 2021 here on your feed. I hope that you are having a great wrap to 2021 and getting excited for everything that 2022 has in store for us. But remember, We were so excited at the end of 2019. We were going to get a nice round year. And no, I'm not even going there. The 2020-22 is going to be great. So let's hold on to that as long as we can. So today, as promised, we talked about this on Wednesday. You're not getting Ricky. She's still having fun down at Walt Disney World, eating all the snacks. Pam is continuing to deck the halls, fa la 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 la, and all that stuff. So it's Mike and Scott in the morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're downloading the show. So say hello to my friend and yours, hashtag Scotty G. Getting ready to run 48.6 miles, or at least walk, or possibly crawl, just like the rest of us. What's up, Scott?
Happy last day of 2021. So are we just boring? Like, Ricky and Pam are always doing these exciting things. And I'm starting to question like my social life now. I'm just like, yeah, Mike, I'm here. I can record.
I know that's the thing. It's like they know that, Mike will be home in his basement and, the show will get out. So we're going to go have fun and, we'll see once things calm down. But hey, you know what? Role reversal next week. We'll be down having a good time at Walt Disney World. But the thing is, we'll have to record the shows.
They're going to be laughing at us.
I know, because we'll still record the shows and they'll just be on the feed while we're gone. So anyway.
Yeah. And then, we'll record the shows. They'll be on the feed. And yet they're going to be at home watching us like running around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I can't wait, man. The countdown is on. A week from today is the 10K.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so we are, 1 week away from Marathon Weekend. What's something that somebody who has never experienced Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend, because it's a different beast. Even if you've done a Princess, a Star Wars, Wine and Dine, you kind of know what a Marathon Weekend would be like, but Marathon Weekend just has a whole different energy to it. What's something you've experienced over the past that maybe we haven't talked about on the show that somebody might not have any idea happens? Like, what's something special about Marathon Weekend?
Just seeing all the medals. Like there's such a, I think a lot of people on the other weekends will like wear their medals in the park, but like you just see it so much more. I feel like during Marathon Weekend, you see a lot more 5Ks because people like me don't normally do the 5K unless if it's tied to the challenge, like in Dopey. You'll just see like so many people just because there's a lot of people at the other race weekends, but there are just so many people of a Marathon Weekend. And it's kind of fun, Christmas is still kind of in the air, most likely the Magic Kingdom tree will still be out. The background loops will be playing. It's just a magical weekend. It just brings out the most people for sure. And it's just a blast. Just don't forget to set your alarms 4 mornings in a row if you're doing Dopey.
And also another tip, just real quick, have a buddy like Scott and our buddies, if you don't see or hear somebody post on social media or something, if you don't have evidence that somebody has not moved out of bed by, 3:30 or so, call them or go beat on their door. We've had to do that in the past, but have a wake up buddy. It's always good to get the wake up call, set 3 or 4 alarms on your phone, whatever it takes, but have somebody, an actual physical person, kind of making sure that you make it to the start line all 4 days. If you're doing
I'll never forget the Wine and Dine year where Mike and Paige are pounding on the door.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you see like my light turn on. So you knew I wasn't awake.
You can't fake it.
Oh yeah, I'm still getting ready.
I will say one thing about Marathon Weekend before we hop into the Mount Rushmore of the Walt Disney World resorts, restaurants, and attractions that we're going to talk about today. The exciting thing for me about Marathon Weekend, and you got challenges at all the other weekends as well, but it's kind of a, you have this from Wednesday to Sunday, just like there's almost this like wave that builds right throughout the weekend. I'm not talking about the Roll Tide, but we had to throw that in there because it is Friday. But I just had to see your face. But Wednesday you get to the expo and everybody's nervous and everybody, you get handed, if you're doing the Dopey challenge, if you're just doing a race or two, you get your shirt, you get your bib, and you see your name on a bib and you're like, oh my God, this is real. Maybe you're just walking into the expo itself, Scott, you've seen this, like you realize like, oh my, this is happening. You see people getting, because the thing is, you see like, because I'm not a fast runner, but I go to these things and like, you see like people that are like really, really serious runners, like getting massages and getting taped up with that KT tape, I think it's called, it's like Donkey Kong on marathon weekend. Like when you walk into that expo and you're like, okay, this is happening on Wednesday. Then Thursday, you go to your first race. You go to the parks that afternoon, people wearing their medals. Then all of a sudden on Friday, you start to hear the clanking, right? Because people are wearing their 5s and their 10s. Then on Saturday, it's really clanking, clank. People have 3 medals. Then it's just all over on Sunday. You got 6 medals, people going everywhere. But it's that whole, and you're getting more nervous because if you're doing the dopey, okay, Friday or Thursday, okay, a little getting loose. And then Saturday, Friday, you're doing 6 miles. Saturday, it gets really serious, 13 miles on tired legs. You're like, whew. And then on Saturday night, everybody's about to puke because, on Sunday, it's for real. So, do you feel that throughout the weekend?
Yeah, I totally feel it. So I am the guy that shouldn't ever be running. You see me and it's just like, that guy's not a runner. And like, you know what? I'm not. I see this as an excuse to have another Walt Disney World vacation. So when I'm down there, Mike, I just see these people that are like, the tape is one, man, and I don't even know what the tape does.
That's how I see the tape. I've never used it. It looks cool, but I don't know what it. I mean, I guess it holds you together like a skeleton on the exoskeleton. I don't know. Yeah,
right. I'll see someone after the 5K, like walking in the parks, like all taped up everywhere, kind of hobbling, and I just think to myself, like, I'm not hobbling. I don't have tape on me. Am I a runner? Am I a real runner? Like this person's like all taped up. They're walking in the parks. I know they're doing dopey because they got like a dopey jacket on, but they're all like taped up. I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
You know, it's amazing the flavors of different runners you see. They're different styles. They're all different sizes. Like, you got me that's overweight, but then you got really fit people. It's just amazing to see all these people coming down just to get together and do these races. It's so much fun. You see so many different types of people, and that's why I like being there. Even if I'm not running, like that one year where I didn't do dopey, I just flew down just to do the half. Yeah, that was one of my favorite race weekends because it's just fun being down there.
Yeah, it's cool seeing like parents running with their kids. Because you ran with Emily before. I ran with Mallory back in the day. She ran a 5K. I can't believe it because she won't do it now. But seeing those parents making memories with their kids, and you see, like you said, I mean, you see it all. Like you see people that are in their 80s. Finishing a half marathon, finishing a marathon. I'm like, I keep telling them, I've been talking with Mike Bankhead. I'm like, man, I am getting too old for marathons. Like we've had these email conversations like this is fun and all, but I just got to settle in with reality. Like I am no longer 21-year-old Mike Rallman, even though I pretend like I am all the time. These knees have miles on them. Like maybe this young man's game has caught up to me. I don't know.
I love the running with a family member is great. So Emily's done a few 10Ks now. Her first 10K was in Anaheim, and the training, if you trained with Mallory for like a 10K, you would have been doing the same thing where we just like bicker at each other the whole time. We're outside. It's cold in Michigan, and we don't want to do it. And then at the end she's always like, "Oh, that wasn't too bad." We hug, we go get lunch, and then like the next time we do a train run, we're yelling at each other. But it's so worth it when we're out there doing the actual race. It's so much fun. She even ran without me once. She listened to our friend. She ran with our friend Mark during one of the 10Ks. But I got a little secret, Mike. I'm going to break it right here. So she's registered for the 10K for Princess. She knows about that. She's registered for the 10K for the springtime. But I'm going to register her for the 10-miler, and she has no idea.
There you go. That's a good race for her. I like that.
I think we talked about her doing a half like a couple years ago. She's been out of the running for a little bit, but I think the 10-miler would be that perfect transition, right?
Perfect.
So we're going to go for the Tower 10-miler.
I survived.
She can hear me talking about it right now. I don't know, but it's going to be a little bit of a surprise.
That'll be fun. That's a great surprise. And that's a great distance. That's a good graduated. I'm glad they brought back the 10-miler. And I survived doing the dopey challenge with Paige. I mean, I wanted to kill her. You were there, but we made it. You had broken foot. She wanted to quit. I was like, you're going to saw off your foot. We're going to make this. We're going to make it without that foot. You got 2 of them. Paige, you're going to quit whining. We're not going to get swept. And we're going to finish this dang thing. We started it. We're finishing it. That was
ugly.
It was ugly. Yeah, as we were getting back to the studios, it was getting a little ugly, but we made it.
But I take that over. I take that for sure next Sunday if I know that I can finish.
I just remember you just kept putting that what's that stuff, that icy hot or no Biofreeze. Yeah. I don't think it did anything. You had a broken bone in your foot or something. Probably did no good. Just put more of that stuff on it. That'll fix it. No, it didn't really help, but no. Okay, we got to get to the task at hand because we're just not going to spend a ton of time on this, but I thought this would be a fun topic to wrap up 2021. We actually did this topic back in 2014. So things have changed a lot in the last 7 years. We're going to talk about the Walt Disney World Mount Rushmore of restaurants, attractions, and resorts. So if you don't listen to sports radio, well, you're lucky, because sports radio is always a mess, because nobody's happy on sports radio ever. I mean, your team could be 12-1 and people are like, fire the manager, I don't like that guy, whatever. So today we're just going to have fun with it. So basically what it is, you take Mount Rushmore. If you're not an American, we have a mountain I believe it's in South Dakota. I hope it is. Yes. And it has 4 presidents on it. And it's, just carved out of there. And it's just 4 iconic presidents that we have there. And people visit it all the time. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of debate, and we're going to think about if we had to make a Mount Rushmore of Walt. So we'll start with the resorts. Let's start with that. So we're going to make a mountain, and we're going to honor the 4 most iconic, and we can describe that or qualify that any way we want. We're going to put 4 iconic Walt Disney World resorts on our mountain. So let's kind of go with some nominations. So what do you think have to be considered? So let's throw some out, and then we'll just narrow down to 4. I mean, we don't have to make this an hour long.
You can interpret this so many ways, right? Because it doesn't have to be the 4 best, right? It
or
could
the
just
most
be
expensive. Doesn't have to be 4 deluxes.
It could just be like what brings so much value to Walt Disney World, But I am going to start with one of the best. You have to go. I'm going to argue that the Disney Contemporary Resort has to be on the Mount Rushmore. It's the monorail goes through it. You can see the Magic Kingdom from there. When you think of Walt Disney Resorts, you think about the Contemporary. People that don't even go to Walt Disney World know what the Contemporary is. So I feel like the Contemporary has to be on the list.
Okay, nominated. I'm going Pop Century, because I think we have to have some value resort, and I think that's the best of the values. You got the Skyliner. You have people that go there, even if they're not a hardcore Disney fan. I think they enjoy that, because I think everybody connects with that because they see the Simon in the shadow box, or they see the Apple IIe or the roller skate, or just the music and the tie-dye cheesecakes and stuff like that. I think that's one that connects with folks that aren't hardcore Disney fans, but then they go out and see the big wheel, and they're like, oh, I had the big wheel when I was a kid, if you're my age, or the Mickey phone, or the, oh, Lady and the Tramp was my favorite movie when I was a kid. And then you see the, the big statues. So I'm going to throw that in, even though it's a value. I think that could make it on there. So I'm going to throw that. Okay. So let's nominate maybe 6 or 7. Okay. So go ahead.
So I got a nomination that you might kind of question, but hear me out here. So when I was buying DVC, I brought in a whole bunch of coworkers. It was like after a team meeting, and I was like, hey guys, I'm going to buy this Disney Vacation Club thing, and these are the resorts I'm thinking about. What do you think? And Mike, you would be blown away how 90% of them said Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, because they thought it was just so unique with the animals, right? And it really is a unique experience. It's one we kind of forget about as Disney fans, because it seems like, oh, it's so far out of the way, there's not a good trail to run, but it is really iconic when you think about you can wake up in the morning, have coffee on your balcony, and be watching animals. It's so unique. So I'm throwing the Animal Kingdom Lodge out there.
Good argument. Okay, I'm going to throw in the Polynesian, because it's just, it's the Polynesian, right? It's an original. I think most people, when they think of Walt Disney World, they think of the Polynesian. It's right there across from the Magic Kingdom. It's an original. So I'm going to throw out the Poly. So we have 4. Let's go 8, and then we'll cut 4. Okay, so let's go.
I'm throwing the Boardwalk on there. We got to give some love to the Epcot area resorts. Why Not Beach and Yacht? I love them. They have the best pool, but Boardwalk in a way just seems kind of iconic because of the Boardwalk, right? And there's some great restaurants. It was one of the first DVC resorts, second DVC resort maybe. So just great nightlife. I'm throwing the Boardwalk on the list.
All right, I'm going Fort Wilderness, just because, again, it's original and it is a unique experience where you don't even have to go to the theme parks. It's got dining. It's normally, under normal circumstances, has a dinner show. It has tent camping. It has RV camping. It has wagon rides. You can ride horses. It's got a lot going on over there. And it's a destination. I've had guests on the Monday shows that they bought in RVs just so they could go to Walt Disney World and camp at Fort Wilderness year after year. And it's got a communal aspect to it. Halloween, Christmas, people set up, the decorations. They go back year after year. So I'll throw that in there.
So I know we're not to the voting yet, but I might give that a vote if I can. So when we put these icons out there, like what is it going to be? And if because you can't just put the whole resort in a mountain, right? So if you put the painting in the picture in the men's room for Fort Wilderness, I will gladly vote that in.
Yes,
if that's going to be what's on the mountain.
Yes, the picture in the men's room next to Trails End. Yes, that'll be the kicker.
You're probably surprised I haven't said this one yet, but I had to nominate it. I'm a DVC owner. What was the first DVC resort? I think DVC plays a big part in Walt Disney World history, especially for the resorts. I'm going with Old Key West. I've said so many things about this resort over the years on the podcast. There's not much more I can add. I just think it's an awesome place to hang out. It just makes you think of vacation. So Old Key West.
I agree. Old Key West is one of my favorites of all time. I mean, it's just a great place to stay, great dining. It's just got such an awesome vibe. It's a community. It's not to me, it's like, if I moved to Florida, that's what it would feel like. If I retired to Florida, I would want to live in a place like Old Key West.
If I win the lottery and I can afford, a DVC contract that gives me 365 days a year, I will, in a 2-bedroom, I will live there.
All right. So my last one, and this will be the last one for the nominations, then we'll vote. Because what we're going to do is we're going to go back through. We get to eliminate 4, and then the 4 that are left standing will be on Mount Rushmore. We'll do it that way. I'm going to throw Wilderness Lodge because it is so unique. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it's a deluxe, but it's beautiful. It's got the tree. It's got a geyser. It's got an amazing pool. It's got an outdoor dining location of Geyser Point. It's got a kind of interactive sit-down restaurant in Whispering Canyon. It's got character dining and Artist Point now with Storybook Dining. It's got nice rooms. It's got DVC with Copper Creek and Boulder Ridge, 2 kind of sides to that. It's really got a lot going on. A boat ride to the Magic Kingdom, and it's just gorgeous with the pine trees.
Geyser Point alone should get it on Mount Rushmore, right?
All right. Okay. So we've left out a bunch. So don't add us, as the kids say. So here's what we have: our 8 nominations for the Mount Rushmore of Walt Disney World resorts. We have the Contemporary, Pop Century, Animal Kingdom Lodge, the Polynesian, Boardwalk Inn, Fort Wilderness campsites or campground, Old Key West, and Wilderness Lodge. This is going to be rough. Okay.
Wow. I don't know how we eliminate these.
Okay. So you got to eliminate one.
You know what's interesting, Mike? We don't have a moderate on here.
We don't. I know. And I was thinking about it, but I think that, I was just kind of going with what I thought. I didn't try to go.
I just couldn't put a moderate out there.
I couldn't either.
Wow.
This is kind of how we pick dinner some nights too. Like when we can't decide where we're going to go to dinner, you got to pick 5, then you got to eliminate till you get down to 1. By the way, in our household, that's how we roll.
Yeah.
So cut one. You got to cut one.
I'm cutting the last one you added. I mean, I feel so bad like eliminating any of these, but I'm going to take Wilderness Lodge off the list because we have other Magic Kingdom resorts already on here that I think are more worthy for Mount Rushmore.
All right. I'm going to cut the Boardwalk. As much as I like the Boardwalk,
yeah,
I do love the Boardwalk. I mean, it's a great resort. Is it the scary chairs? I don't know. Great location. You can walk the 2 parks. It's got a fun pool. It's got great dining out on the Boardwalk. It's got a cool vibe, but oh man, I hate cutting any of it. You're exactly right. This is so hard. This is so hard to do live. This would be a great thing to do like over email. This is hard to do live on a podcast.
It's so hard to do live because we don't know what either one of us were going to throw out there. We didn't even know what we're going to throw out there.
I know. I have no idea. All right. So we got 6 left. What are you going to go with?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to, as much as it pains me, man, I'm actually going to throw Old Key West out.
And Olivia's is out.
Olivia's is out. It's just a great resort, but not many people know about it. So if you go to visit Mount Rushmore, maybe you'll learn something new, right? Oh, I didn't know about this Old Key West, but I didn't give them that opportunity because I just eliminated it. So it's going.
Oh, man, you're leaving me for the last one.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad you went first.
This is so hard because here's what we have left. Think about this. Okay, here's the dilemma because you only get 4 on your Mount Rushmore. We have the Contemporary, Pop Century, Animal Kingdom Lodge, the Polynesian, and Fort Wilderness.
Let's see if there's a couple that we know for sure is going to be on there to help with your elimination.
Well, so I want to keep Pop because yes, okay, Pop's in. Okay, Pop's in. And you made such a great argument for Animal Kingdom Lodge because it is such a unique location. Like you can't really go. I mean, I guess a lot of these are the same thing. You can't really go to anywhere and have a resort like that. But I mean, the animals, giraffes and wildebeest and everything right outside your Animal Kingdom Lodge. I mean, and the authentic artifacts all around the resort, the cast members, that's in.
Yeah.
right?
Okay, so now you have a contemporary Polynesian.
Oh.
One of them has to go.
That's the thing is it's really the contemporary against the Polynesian almost for me. And God, how do you like cut either one of those? Because you got the monorail because they're both like original resorts. They're so unique. Like when you picture Walt Disney World, you picture both of those places.
But I agree that you can't have them both on here, right?
Oh man, this is ridiculous.
Tough call, Mike. I'm glad it's you that has to make that decision.
All right. You know what? I almost want to cut Fort Wilderness because I can't cut the Polynesian or the contemporary. So I'm cutting Fort Wilderness. There it is. That's it. So we have, that's what I have to do because I cannot do it.
It's the first 4 we listed that made it.
That was ironically enough. So we have on our Mount Rushmore of Walt Disney World resorts, we have the contemporary, Pop Century, Animal Kingdom Lodge, and the Polynesian. Let us know how we did at Epscott at Be Our Guest Mike.
Yeah, love to hear the feedback. I would love to hear the feedback on it.
This is the one I definitely want to hear what you think about these. Okay.
Because we could have thrown a moderate to like have like all like classes kind of. We could have done a deluxe, a DVC resort, a value, and a moderate, but I really like where we landed here. I think it's really good.
Because I think too, if you ask people, I don't know though, because part of it is like if you ask people like what's a Walt Disney World hotel, they would think of the contemporary and the Poly. I don't think they would think of Pop Century, but I think you got to have a Pop Century because that just
it kind of kills me that we don't have like a yacht, beach, or boardwalk on here.
No, I know. I did. I thought we would for sure. I mean, going into this, but the Animal Kingdom Lodge argument was strong. That was a strong argument.
Thanks for that. I was trying to throw a curve, and the Pop Century one is strong too because it does so much for a Disney vacation for like value, purposes, and it's just fun. We talked about that in a listener question show. It's just a fun place to be. So that's a good Mount Rushmore. I like it.
We're doing this week because we know people are listening to the show like halfway because it's that crazy week where you probably don't have a commute. You're not working. Maybe you're just like, putting away the Christmas tree or something, and you're just like, these dudes are nuts. And
we're just getting yelled at left and right.
Exactly right. Yell at us. We don't care. Yell. Ricky and Pam aren't here. They don't have the guts. Okay. So restaurants. Okay. So we got to come up with 8 restaurants that are going to be on our Mount Rushmore. And these could be, this is going to be all over the place because there's so many. Now it's really going to get nuts because restaurants are so many and they can be quick service or table service.
Okay. Who wants to go first this time? I went first.
Okay. You went first that time. So I'll go first. I got to throw in one of our favorite restaurants, not fancy, Olivia's.
All right. I like that. Any reason why?
It probably won't make it, but it's always good. And here's the thing. I think it's one of those things that kind of shows your level of Disney fandom, right? Like if you're somebody that's new, you say Olivia's, you have no idea what you're talking about. You're like, who's Olivia and what are you talking about? Yeah. But if you know,
I was eat there the first time.
Right. But if you know, like, you're like, oh, buttermilk chicken. Yes, buttermilk chicken. You're dang straight. That's exactly right. So I'm just throwing it. It's probably not going to make it, but I mean, my heart would hurt if I didn't throw it in there and give it a shot. So that's what I got. Even if it's not going to make it.
This is going to be funny, man. I'm going to throw a restaurant I've never even been to on this list. And it's not back. And I want to do it so bad. Like when they announce it's coming back, I'm making a trip for it. But you have to have this, I feel like, on the Mount Rushmore restaurants for Walt Disney World. Hoop-de-doo.
Oh, I've done it a few times.
I can't really speak to it, except like I just know there's so much tradition behind it and so much history being, from 1970. Is it from 1971? I think it is, right?
It is. I know it's way back in the day. Yeah.
So I hear my buddy Moose talks about it all the time. Like when I go, I want to go with him the first time because he just has a riot at that place, so a lot of history there, and I feel like it's deserving to be on the Mount Rushmore. I agree. I've been 2 or 3 different times. The show is just so pure, like hokey Disney, and it's perfect for the location. And I'll tell you what, the food there, it's all you can eat too. The food there is awesome. I mean, because it's just like, again, I'm from the Midwest. This is my jam. It's like the fried chicken and the cornbread and the sides, and then strawberry shortcake for dessert when it comes back.
Oh, I mean, that is my jam. It's like Cracker Barrel on steroids. And I know some people are like, that's not fancy enough for what you're paying. That's exactly what I want to eat. Like, I love that stuff. I mean, the show's great. It's interactive under normal circumstances. It's a really cool venue. It's got different tiers where you can pay a little extra to sit right in front of the stage. The performers come out and interact with the crowd. Absolutely. Dinner and a show, piece of Disney history. I agree. That's a good one to put on the list. All right, I'm going to, you know what? Our good buddy, Big Ten fan up in Nebraska, is in the live chat, and I'm going to use his pick for my next pick. Yes, it is. It's a great pick. It's Boma over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And so I'm going to throw that in for Wade,
which is already on the Mount Rushmore for resorts.
Yes, it is. And this is a great pick for many reasons. One, it's a buffet, so that gives you an option to get up there and get whatever you like. It has many authentic tastes, while at the same time, it has stuff for folks that are kind of picky eaters. You can find stuff, because that's kind of hard to find sometimes, where if you go somewhere with a picky eater, sometimes you're sacrificing the folks who want to try some different things. Boma has outstanding meats. It has outstanding stews. It has outstanding, side dishes, rices and beans and proteins and stuff like that. But it also has outstanding desserts, not just zebra domes. There's also a lot of other desserts you can try. And it's a great place to go with groups. We've celebrated New Year's Eve there with a huge group together. It's expensive, but good restaurants are at Walt Disney World. But it's just, it's a good excuse to get over to Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is on, again, our Mount Rushmore, and see the lodge. But it's an experience in your dining. And a lot of times you can learn about a culture through the food. And I think you can do that at Boma, and it's just a fun place to eat. So definitely Boma's on the list.
For sure. And just to throw it on there, if you have any extra spare time, I know people are looking for like other things to do outside the parks. If you're staying there, or even if you're just visiting early in the day, you can do an Animal Kingdom Lodge tour at Jumbo House where you visit Boma and you learn about certain things. Like there's a certain particular table that has the shape of Africa, and you learn about that and how like the first family they seat each day is like the family of the day. Like you learn all this cool history. So like I like to tie that in with Boma. Like I like to do that first sometimes in the day, do a couple other things, and then have dinner at Boma, and you think about all the stuff you learned earlier.
Yep. I've done that a couple of times. We've stayed there. You do Boma and Jico, and actually Jico, they give you food at both. Like they give you like bread at Jico, and I think they gave us a zebra dome at Boma.
Yeah,
free, totally free.
Yep, and you try like the soup of the day too. So.
Yeah. Oh man, so good.
Oh, so Jico, man, I actually would put Jico on here over Boma, but I don't want to like overdo it with Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Oh yeah, it's like this is the Animal Kingdom Lodge hour. Yes.
No, really. I'm going to move over. This isn't going to be surprising to you. I'm moving over to the Contemporary, and I'm adding California Grill to our list. Just an awesome place. I've been there probably more than almost any other table service restaurant. Like just in our early years, we would do a deluxe dining plan a lot. So we always try to do signatures, and just California Grill. I try to go to almost every single trip, as crazy as that sounds. It's gotten a little, since the pandemic, it's struggled a little bit. There's been some menu changes, things like that, but you can't beat the atmosphere being on top of the Contemporary, looking down on the Magic Kingdom, especially with fireworks returning. That makes it even more special to me. So got to add California Grill. I don't think you've been there yet, right, Mike?
I went there for a media event, but it wasn't, a dining thing. It was just a bunch of cupcakes and, desserts and stuff like that. So I got to see the awesome views up there. They had a balloon artist. I got a balloon hat, like those long, skinny balloons. That's pretty fun. But I'd much rather have good food. So yeah, I do. That's on my list to get up there. I just haven't had it happen. So definitely gonna add that to my list. Okay, so I'm trying to think of something a little bit unique here for my next pick, because we haven't had any quick service. I'm trying to think like what could be the best quick service option in Walt Disney World, at least the most iconic, because again,
Mount Rushmore, man, if you want to add,
trying to
Columbia
think
Harbor House to it, you can.
That was close, but here's what I'm going to go with. Casey's Corner.
Okay.
I know it probably won't make it, but here's the deal. I mean, it's Main Street USA at the Magic Kingdom. You're right there. I mean, right in front of Cinderella Castle. Hot dogs, Coca-Cola, in some kind of a dessert, a brownie, piano music, baseball. I mean, sometimes you're watching a parade go by.
I know it's me you have to convinced because I'm going to be the one that could potentially knock it out. So yeah, keep convincing me. I like this.
I mean, the thing is, not every meal has to be a 2.5 hour extravaganza that's the fanciest meal on earth. You know, sometimes, and I'm not kidding, this is just me, but corn dog nuggets, some cheese, and a Coke, or a Coke Zero in my case, while I'm just kind of, you know, passing through, absorbing Main Street with the piano player playing, that works. I mean, I get to take in that I'm at the Magic Kingdom and I'm enjoying life. I'm having a good day. It doesn't have to be fancy because I got rides to ride and I got shows to see. So yeah, Casey's is pretty iconic. And I think that would fit on our Mount Rushmore. It might not make it, but it's a nominee. So I'm going to throw it up there.
Nice. It's funny. I was going to head towards the unique side myself here for my next pick. Now hear me out, Mike. How many times have you gone to a meal where you can hop in a boat that looks like a car, ride around in the water, and then go have lunch or dinner at an amazing restaurant called The Boathouse?
That works.
I think the Boathouse is spectacular, and it can work for all different types of people and families. You know, you can go crazy on the oysters, you can get the big fancy steak, do all these great appetizers, or you know, you can get the best burger that you can get at Walt Disney World, if you ask me. Get a side of mac and cheese, get some French fries, and then at the end, just get enormous desserts. The Boathouse has an amazing menu that has this crazy range, you know, where you can get like I just said, the $15 burger or the $50 steak. I think it hits a lot of flavors for many different people, and the atmosphere is just awesome. You walk in there, there's this giant boat, which is a table. You could actually sit inside that boat for your meal. And it's kind of huge, actually. Like every time I go there, like you walk in and you leave a room and they're like, okay, I'm going to get seated here. And you're like, nope. You walk into another room, like, okay, we're going to be sitting by that window over there. Nope. You walk onto another room. It seems like it goes on forever. But they have a great outdoor seating area too, which I'm a big fan of. But I got to add the Boathouse as a nomination.
That's a great restaurant. Good food, great atmosphere. Just it's got it again, the whole package. I mean, it's amazing. And it's got the thing I do like about the Boathouse is it has a range. Like you mentioned it. You can get the filet sliders, not super expensive, or you can just go crazy and get something super expensive and fancy. I mean, if that's, you know, if it's like your 20th anniversary, I mean, that could be your, you know, go-to, you're going all out, drinks and everything. But you can go cheap too. I mean, not cheap, but not spend a fortune there too. And the sliders are killer there. Oh my gosh. I'm out water and thinking about it right now.
They give you twos. I wish there was like a third sometimes. So, I guess we could order 3 for the table, right? And everyone can
for the table. Exactly. That's our thing. Okay, here's my next one. Not fancy, but it is table service, because I had to think about like, what are we missing here with our Mount Rushmore? And it's the restaurant you go to, not necessarily for the food, but for the environment. And I'm going sci-fi dine-in at the studios, because I think this is one of those places where you hear about it, and the food I think has improved over the years. You're not going there for the dining. You're going there to eat in a car and see old 50s and 60s monster movie clips. I wish that they still had like servers on roller skates. I kind of went the whole extra mile for that, but I get it. You know, it's not easy, but it's one of those things that, I mean, proof is in the pudding. Like, this place is popular. It is hard to get an ADR for this restaurant, but I think it's almost like a bygone era, because it was between this and 50s primetime for me.
I'm surprised you didn't go 50s, to be honest.
Yeah, but I think, you know, 50s primetime is really, really good. They're kind of like a 1A and a 1B. I think for environment though, probably sci-fi might do it just a little bit better. For our Mount Rushmore. Like, I think it does the thematic thing just a tad better. But I think you got to have something like that on your Mount Rushmore, at least nominated, you know, that kind of an experiential dining, if not for the food. Okay, so I got that. So you got one more, then we have to start eliminating.
Oh man, it's so tough. I'm going to go weird here, man. I'm going to go kind of weird. Because I like the mix of like counter service and like, you know, all these things. But I'm going to go with what I think my favorite counter service is. And it's actually one of my favorite like table service too, but I'm going to leave that one off the list here. And I'm going to the Riviera, and I'm going with Primo.
Oh, that's a good one.
So it's new, right? So it doesn't have like a whole lot of history yet, which I think a lot of our answers are like, Casey's got this deep history. Hoop-de-doo has this big history. But Primo, I think, is like started like a whole new way of doing counter service. You know, the quality is so much better. Just like so much great options. They actually give you silverware when you sit down inside, and it just has a great atmosphere. Like you can take your food outside and you're looking at the Skyliner. That's one of my favorite places to chill. Great breakfast option, great dinner and lunch options. So I know it's newer to Walt Disney World, but I'm going with Primo Piatti. I think it's so good.
Okay, so we have our 8 nominees. We're going to narrow it down to 4 for our Mount Rushmore of Disney restaurants. We have Olivia's at Old Key West. We have Hoop-Dee-Doo Review over at Fort Wilderness, Boma at Animal Kingdom Lodge, California Grill at Disney's Contemporary Resort, Casey's on Main Street, USA at the Magic Kingdom, the Boathouse at Disney Springs, Sci-Fi Dine-In at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Primo Piatto over at Disney's Riviera Resort. Those are great. That's a great man. If you had to say those 8 places,
right? You go to all those in the same trip.
That's marathon weekend right there. I mean, that's it. Okay, so who eliminated first last time? You did, right?
You eliminated first. No, I did.
Yes, because you eliminated Wilderness Lodge first last time. Okay, so I'll eliminate first this time. And I'm actually taking out my own because it just doesn't stack up. Even though I love it, Olivia's, it's out of there.
That was the one I was going to take out first.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, but it's just not at the same level as a Mount Rushmore thing.
No, I got you. So there's kind of a theme I had in my head with like counter service, and I'm actually going to take out my own too. I'm going to actually take out Primo from this list.
Yeah, I was going to take it out, even though I love that place. When you said that, I'm like, oh, it has such good food, and it feels good to eat there. There's a lot going on. All right, so took that out. Let's see here. So I am going to take out. God, this is tough now.
It is. And there's so many good things missing too. Like I know we're getting yelled at right now.
I'm gonna remove. Sorry, Wade. I'm taking out Boma.
Oh, Boma!
I know it's a great restaurant. It's a great restaurant. It's a whole experience. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why it should be on our Mount Rushmore because it is an experience. It's actually an educational experience with great food and just. I mean, it's a great place for groups. It's just a great place to break bread and have fun with friends. But I'm just cutting it. There's too many good choices. I'm sorry, Wade. It's terrible.
I'm like, oh my God, what do I do?
Is Wade going to be at Marathon? No, he's not. Okay, good. I can cut it.
So let's kind of do what we did last time. You know, before I cut, like let's decide on 2 that we're going to keep.
Because the only ones we have left are Hoop-Dee-Doo, California Grill, Casey's, Boathouse, and Sci-Fi. So you got to cut one, and that'll leave the 4.
So let's think of 2 that we can keep. Like I'm definitely keeping California Grill no matter what.
Yeah, I figured you'd keep that. If I cut that in, I'd be in trouble.
I don't know, but I think we kind of had to keep Hoop-Dee-Doo because of the history, the legacy of that restaurant. I mean, it's not the fanciest, but I think because cutting Olivia's makes Hoop-Dee-Doo kind of get into Mount Rushmore, I think.
Yeah, because it's fun to have a dinner show. Yeah,
and it's better than the other one. I know people love the luau, but I like it too. But I think Hoop-Dee-Doo is better, even though I haven't been. And I'm going to tell you this: I'm keeping Casey's Corner because you need that counter service, and you sold me on Casey's there. Like, you just need that, right? And it's just legendary. It's right there on Main Street, USA. It's in a theme park. It's at the Magic Kingdom, so I think we have to keep Casey's in too.
Okay, so it comes down between the Boathouse and Sci-Fi Dine-In for that last spot on the mountain.
Oh man, that's tough.
This is rough.
I hate being in this position. This is the position you were in last time.
I got to do it twice because I'll have to do it on the last one.
Oh my gosh, man, this is so tough. I'm actually
listening like, Scott, please make the right decision. Everybody around the world is like, Scott, make the right call because there's fans of both.
Yeah, you're my brother and I love you, but I'm gonna cut Sci-Fi.
That's fine.
I mean, Sci-Fi is great though, because where do you see like those movies and stuff? But like when I think about the food, when I compare a burger at Sci-Fi to a burger at Boathouse, like
good point.
It's tough. And then I'd like to get some representation for Disney Springs too. So I'm going with the Boathouse.
Okay, so our Mount Rushmore of Walt Disney World restaurants.
Looking at it.
This is great though. We have Hoop-Dee-Doo Review, California Grill, Casey's Corner, and the Boathouse. That's a solid good. I mean, that's a good representation of dining.
We got a signature out there. We have a show. We have a counter service, and then we have a meal that can be good for anyone in the family. I feel like at Boathouse.
All right. Okay, so here we go. Attractions. We're running a little long. Here we go. We got to nominate 8 attractions that will sit. 4 of them will end up sitting on the Walt Disney World Mount Rushmore of attractions. So you nope, I nominated first last time. You nominate first this time.
All right. I am going with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
I don't think I had to give much of a background except that it's just legendary.
Yes. Yeah, we don't really have to give. So I'm going Carousel of Progress.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Yeah. We don't really have to give a ton of background on these. We can defend them when we cut them because there we go.
I was actually going to go with the Carousel.
Oh, the Carousel. Okay, so can't spell the word carousel to save my life. Okay, so I will go Space Mountain. And we're 4 in and we're all in the Magic Kingdom. So we got to
because I haven't put the best attraction at Walt Disney World yet. That I think is the ultimate, and that is Kilimanjaro Safari.
Really? Okay.
It's different every time. All family members can do it. I know we're not doing our plea yet for it, but
good point. I'm going Spaceship Earth.
It's a good one.
All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we each got one more.
I am going with the Twilight Zone.
Twilight, dude, we're totally missing some stuff. We're going to be in so much trouble. We should have done this one first so people could forget. Oh my gosh, I got the last one, so I'm leaving.
Well, there's like what, 85. I mean, I don't know how many attractions there are, but like we're gonna hurt some feelings for sure.
Yes, we are. Okay, so now I'm thinking.
Oh my god, there's so many classics. We couldn't even do this with Magic Kingdom. It would have been tough.
I know. We might have to revisit this at some point to fix the error of our ways. Because I'm thinking, because you got Soarin', you got Rise. I got one slot left. You got Everest. You got a lot. You got. I'm not a big fan of Flight of Passage, so that doesn't come to me. You got Kite Tails. Just kidding. You pick that. Slinky Dog, Star Tours. I'm going Rise because that's just such an incredible. I mean, it's like nothing else right now. So I got to go Rise. Okay, so here is this one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
so we have. Oh, no doubt. So we have Pirates, Carousel of Progress, the Carousel. Is it King Philip's, Prince Philip's Carousel?
Yeah, it's gonna get eliminated.
Yeah, it is getting eliminated. The suckers are gone anyway. Space Mountain, Kilimanjaro Safari, Spaceship Earth, Tower of Terror, and Rise of the Resistance. All right,
so I came first this time, right?
No, wait.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you cut Olivia's first last time, so
yes.
I cut first this time.
Yes.
We just kind of hit on it. Like, I don't know why I put the Carousel out there. I mean, it's just classic. You know, you think of like I don't know. I think of Magic Kingdom. I think of the Carousel, even though I don't do it all the time. But it's got to go when you got so many millions of other great attractions.
I hate to do this, but I'm cutting Space Mountain. It's even my own. It's one of my favorite attractions, but it just, as fun as it is, and it's a classic 1975 coaster in the dark, it's just been surpassed. But I mean, it's iconic when you think of, I think when people think of Walt Disney World, you know, when they just think of Disney, they get Space Mountain, but it's been surpassed. And there's just, the competition's too tough in this list. It can't stand.
Dang, man. Like, I could make a lot of people upset because, like, I kind of want to get rid of Rise of the Resistance, but I understand why
there's no good choices at this point.
I understand why you put it on there, but like, I don't think it deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore. But it did start like some new technology, you know, and all that. Oh my gosh, this is so tough, man. Oh, I can't get rid of that one either. I don't know what you're gonna get rid of, but I'm gonna go with Pirates. Actually, I'm gonna go with Pirates.
You got rid of Pirates?
Get rid of Pirates.
At Epscott.
It's either gonna be Pirates, Carousel of Progress, and then went with Pirates.
Dude, is that a dart in your back? Just look around.
I still love it.
I'm not running by this dude because there'll be snipers.
Why did we do this right before like meetups for marathon?
We should not have done this show
next week.
Yes, we're gonna delay the release of the show till mid-January. Okay, so we have left. We have Carousel of Progress, Kilimanjaro Safaris, Spaceship Earth, Tower of Terror, and Rise of the Resistance. I think this one's actually, I got to eliminate the last one. This one's not really too difficult for me. I got to cut Kilimanjaro Safaris because I know you love it. But the thing is, you can go to Busch Gardens and they have that.
Oh,
And like our zoo has something similar.
Man, I knew I should have done Rise of Resistance instead of Pirates.
But here's the thing. I know you should have got it. But I mean, think about our attractions. So here's our Mount Rushmore of Walt Disney World attractions. Carousel of Progress, Magic Kingdom, Spaceship Earth, Epcot. I mean, it's iconic. Like that is, I mean,
I wasn't cutting
you have to have Spaceship Earth. You have to have it. Carousel of Progress, I feel like you have to have. Not everybody would say that. I think you do. Tower of Terror, I think you have to have that. Like that's iconic. But Rise, you got to have a little new wave. I mean, I think it's changed the game. It's not even an attraction. It's an experience.
Yeah, that's why I kept it on there for you but instead I took out Pirates. Like, man, I was in a tough spot no matter what, I feel like in that.
Yeah, Pirates, it's one of those things like, you know, how like when people vote for like MVP and you got like two players that are kind of similar, you know, like Pirates and Carousel of Progress were jockeying for that same spot.
Yeah.
I think.
And that went for Carousel of Progress for just the World's Fair, just the history behind, even though Pirates has such great history too. But, you know, this is all for fun, right? This is all for a conversation that everyone's going to be doing with their family. Tonight,
let's make that very clear before we go to meet everybody for next week. Yes, we're just having a good time here on a Friday. Yeah. Yes, put your darts away. Yeah, no, seriously, we do want to hear what you think. So those are our attractions. So again, let's recap real quick. Our Walt Disney World, Rushmore. I was saying Everest. I got Everest on the brain. Our Walt Disney World, Mount Rushmore of let's see, resorts. We have the Contemporary, Pop Century, Animal Kingdom Lodge, and the Polynesian. For the restaurants, we have Hoop-de-Doo Review, California Grill, Casey's Corner, and the Boathouse. And for the attractions, Carousel of Progress, Spaceship Earth, Tower of Terror, and Rise of the Resistance. So now let us know what you think. Seriously, drop on over to Twitter is a great place for this conversation. At @Scott, at Be Our Guest Mike, tag both of us and just leave them right there. Just, you know, abbreviate it if you have to, put them in there. We'll retweet them. We'll comment on them. Tell us how wrong we were, the ones that we might have gotten right. We'll have that conversation over the weekend. It'll help us pass the time until we get down to Marathon Weekend. We'll have a good time this weekend, so let us know. All right, real quick, don't forget today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan those 2022 trips to all the Disney destinations. Just drop out to magicforless.com. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you sincerely to our patrons who allow us to put all these shows out 3 to 4 times a week all around the world. Our patrons get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. If you'd like to subscribe, come on over to Patreon, patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. Again, check out Scott over on @Scott, EPSCOT on Instagram and Twitter. Also, Palm Trees of Disney. Give that a follow on Instagram too. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. Subscribe to the show wherever you download or stream the show. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. And if you don't mind, your New Year's resolution could be to leave us a 5-star review and a rating. It really does help us out. It does help us out and helps us with discovery in the new year. All right. So until we get back together again in the new year, I hope you have an awesome 2021, a wrap to the year, whatever you do this evening. And you know, as you celebrate the end of the year, if you drink, please don't drive. Again, I've had, you know, I lost a friend to a drunk driver years ago, one of my best friends. So please, you know, take an Uber, give somebody else the keys, whatever it is, have a good time, have fun, you know, not saying that, but just think twice, celebrate safely. Just, it really means a lot to me that you do that. And, you know, again, with all the COVID stuff going around, just keep yourself healthy, keep yourself safe. And for all the runners out there, Scott said this many times, don't slip on ice. Don't go too hard in your training. We're too close. Keep yourself in a bubble. And keep yourself safe. We have too many miles to run. Scott, you ready? I mean, you amped up. I mean, we're almost there.
We're almost there. Just stay safe. That's all you can do right now. Like, yeah, just if you have family outings, like maybe just stay away from those, you know, like say, hey, you know, I love you, but I'll see you January 15th.
That's right. I'll see you when I got
to celebrate Martin Luther King weekend together.
Exactly. Yeah, I got to go to Indianapolis for a cheer competition that weekend. It'll be fine. It'll be great. So happy New Year to you, Scott. I hope you have a great New Year's Eve and to the family as well.
Yep. Thanks, Mike. And Pam and Ricky couldn't be here today, but happy New Year's to them and all the great listeners of the Be Our Guest podcast. Let's have an awesome 2022.
All right. So we talk to you again in the new year. For Scott, Ricky, and Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a very happy New Year. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. That was fun.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna get destroyed.
We are gonna get destroyed. That was great.
Everyone's gonna be like, "Carousel Progress." No, maybe not with this group though. Maybe not with these listeners. I don't know. We have a
Rise was a tough one because it's so new. It's not really
so new. I know.
Yeah. I don't know. But I mean, it's so game changing. It almost has to be.
I know, I get it for sure.
Dude.
Oh man.
This is awesome that we're done this early because we don't have to wait till 7 o'clock to eat.
I know. So
are you gonna get a haircut or are you gonna go get dinner or what?
I gotta get dinner. Haircut will probably be tomorrow now, which is fine. You know,
yeah, good call.
I can let this go one more day.
Oh yeah, looking good. You got the early stuff.
Yeah. So I'm actually off next Monday because New Year's is being observed for us on Monday, which is weird, man. Like I'm gonna have the 3-day weekend and then I work Tuesday and then fly down Friday. Wednesday. It's so weird. Like I got that one random day in between. Like, because I would love to just go down for New Year's in a way, but
yeah, I can't.
I
should, but I can't. Yeah. So we'll record next Monday. Look at Stephanie's coming in late after I've already hit save. Peter Pan's flight. We didn't even go to that's somebody. Sorry, Stephanie. We already hit save.
The train.
The train. Why do we not think of the train? Because it hasn't run in like a decade. I love it. Oh my god, the train's the best.
So do you have to record ahead, or are you gonna like need me some more? Or
no, so I don't think I will because think about it. We'll go down because we'll record on Monday, which will be that week's Wednesday and Friday shows. And then I'm coming home that Monday.
Okay.
So as long as I can record on that Tuesday, that's
good,
like rolling the dice that everything works. But if I can record that Tuesday with people, especially if you're back, like we could talk about marathon questions.
Yeah, like Monday late afternoon. Like I won't land until like 10 o'clock probably or 9. We won't get home till 9 or 10.
We could record Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And if we could record Tuesday at the Monday time, we could talk about marathon weekend. And that'd be like real fresh and it'd be a good show. Like people want to hear about it like right then. And then we wouldn't have to record ahead. I'll have to do one like show for a Monday show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do a trip report while I'm gone. But yeah, we should be good. But I'll figure that out this week. But
sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks for doing this. This was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
We are going to get killed.
We are. All right. Let's go get our grub on.
Yeah.